How to build an aesthetic physique. How to look like a Greek god whenever you're in the gym and pose like a beast like Zeus. And no, but for real, how to build an aesthetic physique. How to finally get that dream physique you've been wanting. How to actually look good. And like what body parts you should be building to build that aesthetic physique and get that aesthetic, clean, dope look that we all want and love. So there's going to be 4 steps to building this aesthetic physique, and I'm going to give you all a little bit of my credentials because I think that I have a pretty aesthetic physique myself. I built out the body parts that look aesthetic at least, and I'm going to show y'all a couple of clips, a couple of videos, and let me know what y'all think. Okay, those are my credentials anyways. First step of building an aesthetic physique is phase. That sounds weird, but figure out what phase you are in. Are you in a bulk? Are you in a maintenance? Are you in a cut? What do you need to do to look aesthetic, to build that aesthetic physique? If you're super skinny and you want to look like this Greek god and look muscular, you're obviously going to have to bulk. You're going to have to gain that muscle, if that's 10, 20, 30 pounds of muscle to look aesthetic. Or maybe if you're a little bit overweight and you have some muscle and you just need to uncover it, you need to cut, you need to lose that body fat and start eating in a calorie deficit to build that aesthetic physique for yourself, or at least uncover what you already have. So figuring out what phase of life, what phase in the gym that you are in right now that you need to do to build that aesthetic physique, to look aesthetic, to look good, feel good with yourself, and actually feel confident. So are you already there, and do you just have to maintain? Do you have to maintain what you have and kind of just gain a little bit, or do you need to bulk, or do you need to cut? Do you need to lose weight? What do you need to do? Figure out what phase you are in the gym, and that will be the first step of building that physique. Once you figure that out, you need to make sure you're eating in the right diet. If you're cutting and you need to lose body fat, you need to eat in a calorie deficit. You need to eat underneath that maintenance calories and eat maybe just chicken and rice. You need to eat more greens if that's salad, broccoli. If you just need to cut out soda, you need to start drinking a lot of water. Or are you bulking? Do you need to eat in a calorie surplus? Do you need to start eating freaking Big Macs? No, I'm just saying, don't do that. But do you need to start eating like a crazy amount of calories? Do you need to start eating chicken and rice with double chicken at Chipotle? Do you need to start eating 6 eggs for breakfast instead of 2? Like, what do you need to do? Make sure you're eating in that right diet, and something that's super important, that you're tracking your calories. Make sure you're tracking your calories so you can see where you're at on your calorie intake. Are you eating just enough to be in that calorie surplus? Are you eating a little bit above your calorie deficit, so you need to stop eating as much? Like, just to figure out where you're at and how much you're eating throughout the day, track your calories, because that's pretty important. So figure out what phase you're in, eat in that diet, and track your calories. The second step to building an aesthetic physique is figuring out what workout split you want, what workout routine, and how you're actually going to work out to build that aesthetic physique. Are you going to be powerlifting? Are you going to be powerlifting training? Probably not, because if we're building, we're going to be bodybuilding training. We're going to be doing bodybuilding lifting. We're going to be training for hypertrophy to break down our muscles and build, right? So what split are you going to do? Are you going to do a push-pull leg split? Are you going to do chest, back, arm, legs? Are you going to do full body workout 3 days a week and then not work out the rest? Like, what are you going to do? You need to know more in depth and have clarity in what you're going to do. Are you going to do a certain split with what workouts? Figure out what routine you're doing, and if you want, you can look up, there's so many online. Literally just look up like a science-based lifter, or just look up like a bodybuilding meathead like Sam Sulek and just follow his workout. Like, find a workout routine, find a split that works for you, work around and figure out what works for you, because there can be a couple different ones that you like. I've tried out chest, back, arms, and legs. I've tried out push-pull legs, and I've always come back to the push-pull leg split because it's just my go-to. It's what feels comfortable. I like it. It aligns with my schedule and rest and recovery, so that's what I do. So figure out that routine, figure out what split you need to do, and do that. Now, this is honestly probably the most important part of building an aesthetic physique. Figuring out what body parts that you need to build to actually look aesthetic, to give yourself that aesthetic look and feel and look like a Greek god, right? So like, what body parts stand out to make you look like that? And I'm going to go over that. I'm only going to do 3 because I'm going to start off by saying that all of these are important. Of course, every single body part on your body you should build out, you should develop as much as possible and work towards. But I think that these 3 are most important because they give you that aesthetic look. They make you stand out and just look like a Greek god. When you think of a Greek god, they always have these shredded, diced abs. Some of them have a 10-pack, an 8-pack, and they just are shredded. they have these crazy abs, crazy ab insertions. So that's the first body part. You want to build out your abs, and specifically your lower abs, because your top 4 abs, or your top abs at least, if you have like an 8 pack or a 10 pack, those are always built. Like, you don't really need to train abs, because if you have a good workout routine, those abs are always going to be like kind of built, kind of there. So you're going to want to focus on your lower abs. And you can do that by doing like a decline sit up, or like these V ups on the bar with kicking your legs up. But focus on building out those lower abs, because that is what really gives it that aesthetic, vibey look to the sexy, built out, carved abs. So that's the first body part. You're going to want to build out your abs. The second is your chest, because I don't know how many people I've seen with ripped arms and shoulders and back and legs, and they look dope, right? And they take off their shirt and they just kind of have this puny little bird chest. And the bird chest is what throws off the entire physique. So if you don't have a thick, nice, developed, lined up chest, then it's not going to look good. You're not going to look aesthetic. You're just going to look kind of like you blast roids, I'm not going to lie. Because if you have huge arms and you don't have a big chest or big shoulders, you're just kind of going to look goofy. It's going to throw off your physique and you're going to look not really aesthetic. So for me, the second body part you're going to want to build out the most is your chest. You want to have a good chest. My chest is something that I've always had kind of built out, or at least good like insertions, good genetics to it. And that has honestly given me this aesthetic physique. And I think that's a good body part to build out, and it's pretty important to building that aesthetic physique. And the third one is going to be your arms. I can't really back that up because I have kind of tiny arms, but I feel like if you have big arms, you just look dope. Like, you look cool with big arms and like a slim waist. Like, you just look huge, you look aesthetic. So building out those arms, triceps and biceps, because honestly, that is what gives it the full, complete look. If you have a big chest, arms, and you have these diced abs, I promise you're going to have an aesthetic physique. Because obviously, like I said earlier, the other body parts matter, but those ones will make you stand out. They'll make you look aesthetic and look like that Greek god. If you look up a picture on the internet of aesthetic Greek god, literally just look that up, you'll see they have diced arms. They have humongous, massive, masculine arms, and they have a built-out, solid chest, and these diced cut abs. So those are the body parts I think you need to build out the most. The fourth step to building an aesthetic physique is staying disciplined and consistent. And you probably don't want to hear this, because you hear this a lot. You need to stay disciplined. You need to do this on a long enough time frame for this amount of times to be whatever, and you don't want to hear that, because it's kind of annoying, and you don't want to stay consistent sometimes. You don't want to be disciplined. Sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym. You don't feel like eating the exact amount of calories or drinking enough water so your creatine works. But this is genuinely important to building anything, especially building a physique and working out, is being consistent and staying disciplined in the gym and going when you don't want to. So I always say this discipline is a byproduct of clarity. So if you set these goals and you want to build an aesthetic physique and you have this workout routine and this diet, if you're super clear on every step it takes to get there, to build this aesthetic physique, and you know what you need to do, the discipline will follow right behind. It's that, and having that grit and determination to do it regardless of how you feel. And that is what will give you that consistency and discipline in the gym. Building up that willpower and grit to do it regardless of how you feel, because you know it's what you need to do to get to where you want to go. That's a little bit about the mindset way to stay disciplined and consistent. But another way that I have found in the gym, if you want to stay disciplined and consistent and literally just get yourself in the gym, is invest in a good pre-workout. Because this is such a big thing for me. Half the time whenever I go to the gym and I'm not on pre-workout, I don't want to be there. And I know that sounds kind of bad as like a gym influencer or someone that's aspiring to be. Sometimes I just don't want to go to the gym when I'm not on pre-workout because I'm not feeling motivated. I don't want to be there right now. I could be recording videos or sleeping or researching, doing other stuff. Like, I don't always want to be in the gym. But investing in a good pre-workout to get me flowing, to get that blood flowing, the caffeine in my system, bro, it makes me want to be there. It makes me want to lift and go hard. So that's why I say invest in a good pre-workout. So this is how you're going to build an aesthetic physique. This is how you're going to build that sexy body that you want. How you can look like a Greek god. And this is the guide. If you want, you can save this. You can look back to this, and you can just rewatch it however many times you want. This is what you're going to want to do. Figure out what phase of the gym you're in. Are you bulking, cutting, main gaining? What are you doing to build that aesthetic physique? You're going to find your workout routine. You're going to find what split you want, what works for you the best. Because there's a million different ones out there, but you just need to find which one you like, which one works for you, and which one you want to keep doing on a long enough time frame to build that aesthetic physique. and you want to carve out and build these specific body parts. You want to build out your chest, abs, and arms so you can look aesthetic and build that exactly aesthetic physique to look like that Greek god, right? And you want to stay disciplined and consistent, and this is a super important one because you can't just go whenever you feel like it. Because today, oh, I woke up early, I'm going to go to the gym, but the next day, I just got off work kind of late, I don't want to, and you're on and off of it, and you're not consistent, and you're not seeing progress and results because you're not disciplined, you're not consistent with it. So that's a big one. The fourth one is staying disciplined and consistent. So this is how you're going to build an aesthetic physique, how you're going to build an aesthetic body, and just look big, look ripped, look shredded, look beautiful. Finally be able to look yourself in the mirror and be confident with what you see. This is how you're going to build this aesthetic physique, boys. So if you want my full workout routine to help you build this aesthetic physique, I have a completely free self-improvement course. It'll be in the description. I think it'll be like one of the last modules of the course. I'm giving you my complete workout routine. I'm giving you everything. You can just go through it, use it, see how you like it. If you want it, you can completely have it. It's all yours. But it'll be in the self-improvement course in the description. I love y'all boys so much. This is how you build an aesthetic physique, boys. Get to work. I love y'all. Mwah, give me a kiss.